Okay, folks, this demonstration has to do with one of the ideas I have concerning what I refer to as Holi Boxes. These devices will project, they will have tiny projectors in them. Depending on the actual object will depend on how many projectors that each one has, and I'll explain that. But what it is these projectors will project images onto a sheet of plastic that is almost see-through, but it's just enough for the images to show up on the plastic sheet. And it's really effective when you cut the lights out. But I mean, it can work in both lighted rooms and dark rooms, but it does better in a dark room, naturally. Okay, but basically with these boxes, hopefully different companies out there, whether it be movie companies, music companies, whatever, hopefully they can work out deals with their artists or artists' families, estates, whatever, to create content that is exclusive to these devices, that you cannot, that won't have the same effect on the computer or the TV or whatever. They will pretty much be exclusive to these devices, and more entertaining, because hopefully there will be holographic images that can be created, as well as your regular 3D images or whatever. But hopefully it will give an awesome feeling, as if that, say like if it's a musician or whatever, as if they're already, like they're there, they're in your room or whatever. There can be all kinds of awesome things done with these, devices. Even like concerning movies, there can be like awesome movie promos. You can have actors doing, cool things just for these boxes to help promote, movies that are out. Or even if like they want to revamp a movie, just whatever, that's out there that companies want to promote. These boxes will be so cool to do, because it will give you an experience that you won't get from TV, you won't get from your computer, and the awesome part is, like I said, there can be like a holographic experience with these. And there can be, let's just say for instance, you can have someone like Britney Spears or whoever, whatever the coolest singer, whatever that's out there. They could get some of them to do, like I said, singing on stage or dancing around or talking or whatever, and they can make it look like they're, popping up, out of the device onto the screen, and they're talking to you, they're singing to you, they're, what I mean, like they're providing this awesome performance that is just, the effect would be really, really cool to have, on your screen or whatever. And like I said, each device can come with anywhere from, 1 to whatever screens, and they can be different sizes depending on the package that you buy, however much you want to spend or whatever. But the neat thing is the screens will slide into this stand that you will place beside your device that the images will be projected onto. And the cool thing about this also is that there will be sensors on this device, to where, let's just say there's something playing on there and there's like 4 or 5 or however many images onto the screen. Well, you can make these images disappear one by one by using your fingers. You can just go and tap whatever image you want to disappear, and it will disappear off the screen. I mean, to me, that would be so cool to have it kind of, interactive. I would think that would give it you know, an awesome feel or whatever, and, you know, you would control kind of what you get to see, or, you know, the whole, you know, experience, so to speak. So yeah, I think that would be so cool. And there can even be, you know, it could be even set up to where there can be like different things going on, like spliced screens, depending, you know, on how many. Like if you get the cube, it's going to have 4 sides to it, or the cubica, as I call it, Holi cubica, I mean. It will have 4 sides to it. Therefore, it will be more expensive. It will have more projectors on it, and there can be more going on. There can be, like on your screen, and there can be like 4 sliced up screens going on, and the artist can be doing 4 different things. And if you want to change that, you just take your finger and tap, you know, whatever you want to disappear or whatever. Or there could be like instructions that pop up on your screen that say, hey, if you touch this or you tap that or whatever, then this is going to happen. You can make little mini explosions, or rain, or snow, or whatever. I mean, there can be all kinds of awesome things that can happen on the screen just by, you know, you tapping it. I mean, you know, I can't stress that enough. That would be so cool, so awesome. Yeah, I mean, I just really feel like this would be, you know, a really good thing. But also, you know, there will be the Holi Trite, and it will have 3 projectors on it, and it will be just a little bit less expensive than the Holi Cubica, and but still it will have great, you know, great content and what have you, and can be very fun and entertaining. And then there's the Holi Bolly, which will be shaped sort of like a ball, and with like a flat bottom, and it will project out 2, or it will have 2 projectors coming out of it, and it will be a little less expensive than the other 2 devices. But you will still have, you know, an awesome experience, awesome content, and all that from it as well. So, you know, I just think this would be so cool. And if you want, let's just say you want to buy an extra bigger screen that is, you know, separate from the package, the regular package that you get, well, you can buy it separate, and you can set it up to where the images will be bigger. Like with your controls and stuff that's on your device, you can make your images bigger depending on your screen, up to, you know, a certain size. And that would be way cool. Let's just say you want a huge screen, you know, kind of like these big TVs that everybody wants, and you want a big projection. There you go. Just get you a big sheet, one of those big plastic sheets, and, you know, set your resolution and all, and size and all that on your device. There you go. You know, I just think this would be so cool. It would be different from other stuff that's out there. I know there's more technologically advanced devices that are out there, and maybe somewhat similar devices that are out on the market, but I do think this is unique and it is different. So, you know, I really, really, really hope that someone picks up on this and that they, you know, would be interested in it. I would love to see this happen and have these things created and have it, you know, seen in, you know, a lot of households across the world. I just think that would be so cool, and it would just be really entertaining. I think it would revive a lot of the industries, like the music industry, the movie industry, and even video games. Like you can have video game characters do different things on these devices, and, you know, how cool would that be? And even, you know, even certain types of entertainment out there, like wrestling or boxing or, you know, race car driving or whatever it is that companies really want to promote out there, and they want to make it fun and entertaining for people and get them interested in it. These devices would be perfect for that. And I just think that it would be fun. And also, if everything gets set up, there will be websites set up with apps and all that type of thing, and files and whatever that you can go and download. Like, you can hook this device up to your computer and you can go and download these files onto and apps onto your device, and you can shop and buy certain apps and the files and whatever, kind of like it would be neat if Amazon could sell this, or however it gets set up. I haven't worked out all the details. I may work on a demonstration website type thing to kind of give a better explanation of this, but I just really think it would be neat if that could be available, and I just really think that would be so awesome for this device, for people to be able to do that. And hopefully the files will be set up to where they will only play on these Holi Boxes. In other words, you won't be able to play these files on your computer. And if you are able to play them on your computer, they won't give the same effect. You won't have the the same censored effect, or the same just the same visual. You won't have the really cool holographic experience or whatever, because you won't have all the projections and all that you can only get from the projectors that are on these devices. If that makes any sense to anybody out there. I mean, it makes perfect sense to me, but trying to explain it, it's not easy, but yeah. So, I mean, I know eventually things can get hacked or whatever, because there's smart people out there that can figure stuff out, but, still, for the most part, I really think this would be a really cool idea, and I think it would be a big hit. If the Pet Rock can make it big, surely to goodness something like this could, especially if it was reasonably priced, like nothing too expensive. Depending on whatever company gets a hold of the idea and decides to make it, they can make it anywhere from really, pretty cheap to pretty expensive, depending on the type of content that would be available through these devices, and maybe the screen resolution and all that. I guess all that would have to factor in to determine the prices for it. But anyway, that's basically my description of it, and hopefully my animations will do these things justice, I hope. But I would also like to state before I forget that the colors will vary. The devices can be anything from see-through colors all the way to solid colors, and all the spectrum of the rainbow, from blue to black to red to yellow to green to whatever color you want, hopefully will be available on the market. So, but yeah, that's all I can think of right now. I may add more later if something pops in my head, but that's what I have for just the regular Holi Boxes that hopefully people will buy. Thank you very much.